Boston Celtics. When you start doing this, that's when I know things get real. Things looked very different for the Celtics in Game 2 East before it shifts to Milwaukee, 109-86. Tatum-Brown just stealing the show, putting up 30. Jason Tatum added 29. Al Horford and Boston's D did a nice job containing arguably the best player in the league in Giannis Antetokounmpo. Here's Coach Udoka on setting the tone early.
We didn't love the way we came out last game, just in general, on both ends of the floor, and felt we could obviously play much better. And, wanted to match our physicality and, I guess punch back first tonight. We talked about getting caught off guard a little bit and getting punched in the mouth last game. And big message was to show them who we are and who we've been all year and respond to losses in a certain way, and we did that.
Stephen A., let me ask you this. Does the winner of this series get to the finals?
In my opinion, likely, but I'm not counting out Miami.
Yeah.
They're undersized, I believe. I believe that could end up being a factor. But they are the #1 seed. They have home court advantage. And although that crowd isn't necessarily home court advantage because they get to the games at halftime and stuff like that, it's because they got a lot of things to do before the game. Mm-hmm. And so when you look at it from that perspective and you look at the fact that there are visitors that come there and have to be there the night before the game.
Oh, my goodness.
There is a level of discipline that you do have to exercise that some dudes might, dare I say, be challenged to exercise in South Beach. Make no mistake. Now, I know I got this smirk on my face, and I know Molly says, oh, my God, oh, my God. And
no, I don't say, oh, my God, but it's 1 week of your life. Get it together.
Let me tell you, as a matter of fact, because I have covered this league for over a quarter century, when there are certain cities when you have to stay there overnight, it gives coaches a headache because they know what you're tempted to do. And that plays a role, and make no mistake, Miami is one of those cities. So understand that even though we look at Milwaukee and we look at the Boston and we know they're bigger, and we know they're very formidable, and they will give Miami hell. We get all of that. And Miami's going to have to bring their A game. The fact that they're the #1 seed, and they got home court advantage, and they've got some depth. They've got shooters. They've got athletes. They're mobile. They move. They go up and down the floor. They got about 3 dudes they can give the ball to finish a game for you if necessary. I'm like, I can't just summarily dismiss the Miami Heat. That's where I'm at with it.
Nice little team, Miami, all right? The idea that the Celtics are going to send a message because they won Game 2 after they got double-digited in Game 1 when Giannis was wonderful. And that's the world champion Bucks you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Bucks care about any messages. Here's what the Bucks care about. They got to win a place. They got to win a game in our place now. It's a game apiece. That's the first thing. Second thing, that is the worst home court advantage in the NBA for other reasons why.
Which one?
Miami.
Oh.
For other reasons why Steve just said. They were rats off a ship, those fans. Game 6, NBA Final, Spurs Heat. They had 3,000 fans trying to bail out of that place before the 3 by Ray Allen got that game tied.
That's true. I was at that game. That's
Great fans, and then they let him out of the building, and then they were banging on the door in overtime. Let me back in. No.
True. They couldn't get back in.
When you're a rat off the ship, and it's the Game 6 of the final, and you leave because you're frustrated, you're not a great fandom.
Yeah.
So the idea that Milwaukee...
Sometimes it's traffic, but yeah.
Come on.
Sometimes
it's the NBA Final.
Okay, I'm just telling you, sometimes I leave games early because I don't like traffic. But
that was a disgrace, what they did. So the idea that this Miami fan base who knows nothing about it been a horrendous Miami NBA town. It's a terrible sports town. The idea that somehow Milwaukee or Boston is going to be intimidated by playing in South Beach against the Heat is absolutely absurd. As Pat Riley used to say all the time, you know what I miss most about New York when I coached New York down here in Miami? The passion. And there's not the passion in Miami or their sports teams. So
I didn't say intimidated. I said distract.
I understand what you're saying. I would hope in a conference final you wouldn't be.
Yeah, I would hope.
I would hope you would.
I would hope that you would remember there have been many occasions in your career where you have been able to point to distractions as impacting things.
Eugene Robinson, Super Bowl, Green Bay, Seattle.
Guess what? People have all year to be distracted.
Denver and Atlanta, whatever.
But it happens.
Okay.
It happens.
I like the winner of this series, and I think this series got 7 games written all over it.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I think that we agree. I think the winner of this series, I think the Heat will play hard. They're a nice ball club. But I think the winner of this series will win the conference.
It sounds like you're leaning towards Milwaukee.
I think it's a 7-gamer, and beating the Celtics in a 7th game in that building will be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
They don't lose 7th games at the Boston Garden.
I picked Boston to win this series in 7 games.
Yeah, I would have done the same.
I was nervous as hell about the pick in the first half of Game 1.
I understand.
Because I saw how much bigger Milwaukee is than them. Giannis is bigger, stronger, faster, and Boston is at a point right now. You got 6 threes from Jaylen Brown last night, 5 threes from Jason Tatum, 30 and 29 respectively for the 2 in this game. Boston can beat them if that happens. If it doesn't, they lose.
Stephen A, what's the tougher matchup for Miami? Would it be Milwaukee or
Definitely Milwaukee. Definitely Milwaukee because of Milwaukee's size. And Milwaukee, remember, Milwaukee got bounced out in the bubble by Miami.
Beat them last year,
right?
games.
And turned around last year, and they swept them 4 straight. And so what you're talking about is a Milwaukee team that recognizes who they are, particularly against Miami. We gonna big boy them. Because unlike other teams who explode from 3-point range, even though Miami has that capability with a Tyler Hero, deserving of the 6th man of the year, by the way, he got my vote. And then, of course, you've got Duncan Robinson, who inexplicably didn't play the other day. I didn't understand that. If I didn't play much or whatever. I'm just saying to you, when you look at Miami, can they hit threes? Sure, with Struss as well. Can they hit threes? Absolutely. But like Boston, they would need to do it in order to beat Milwaukee. Because Milwaukee will just big boy you. That's what we've seen. And people don't realize Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, those guys are perimeter players. They can hit perimeter shots, but people don't realize how big and physical they are as guards. So everywhere you turn on Milwaukee, there's physicality that plays to their advantage. And that is what I would be concerned about.
I would be concerned if I was Milwaukee about Middleton. They might need him. You know?
No, he's expected to be back by then if you get to
this series.
If you get to the conference
this series, they got to win 3 games. Can we get to they have to win another game. They might have to win another game in Boston.
Yes.
And not having him, I'll tell you right now, we all know, we're fans. Winning a 7th game anywhere on the road is impossible in the NBA. It doesn't happen very often. Winning Game 7 on the 15th of May, if it goes that far, Sunday afternoon, ABC, with him pre and post. That is going to be a
championship time.
That will be a tremendous TV event.
Still stuck on
that'll be a hard game.
I'm still stuck on the fact that he called Miami a nice little team. I got to go to break.
Okay, well, remember, the important thing that he said was pre and post game. Because
you don't do
Rose does a great job.
No, I don't do post game, but I do the pre game.
I like Greeny.
But here's the reality. You know what?
Wilburn?
I'm allergic to scrubs. It don't matter. It ain't validated unless your boys do. I'm just saying.
10-31-44, compliment number 3. Who's counting? Still ahead on First Take, the Lakers. What about humility? Are calling on an old friend to help break the franchise. But is it good or bad idea seeking advice from Phil Jackson? JJ Redick joining us for that. Also, Draymond is going to Draymond, but could that have a negative impact on the Warriors? They continue their quest for another title.